Hi, you guys. I'm Aly Wilkins. Today we're going to talk about vision boards and making really potent vision boards. Now, this is a really basic concept. So you've probably made a vision board before. Usually, it looks like you cut out a bunch of random pictures from a magazine, tape them or glue them on a sheet of paper, and the day is done. That's not how I do my vision boards. And I want to share with you some of my tips of how I create vision boards because I'm just being honest. I'm a very powerful manifester. Typically, if I set my sight on something, it will be created. And so I have a lot of different ways that I do this, but my vision boards are definitely one of the things that, especially in the beginning of my journey, the way that I create these definitely has impacted my ability to manifest. And so I see a lot of the same issues with people's vision boards. Um, that are not actually creating vision boards that manifest. So just because you create a vision board doesn't mean that what's on it is going to manifest. There are things to consider. So a lot of people say Aly, you're like the manifestation queen. Like I say that I want something and it's created. And it's because of a lot of these small, I'm very, very, very detail oriented. And I also really understand energy and I understand visioning and how we can do this in a way that what we desire comes to fruition using all of these forces of the universe. So I've never made a video like this before, quite frankly, just because I'm like, vision boards are basic. But then I realized over time, nobody's doing a lot of these things that I'm doing that I just made up myself. And I want to share some of this with you so that you can also become a really powerful manifester. So I've got some bullet points here so I can stay reined in and focused. So what I want to say first is that I have a book. It's called Sacred Wealth, Activating Your Inner Abundance. This is a really powerful guide that's going to take you, you're going to understand more of my process around manifesting by reading this. It's big. As you can see, it's literally like a textbook. This is a workbook that takes you through becoming a more powerful manifester, learning to work with the energy of abundance. And it's actually very powerful in that it's an energy healing process. So I take you through each of the, well, not each of the chakras, there's thousands, but the 7 major ones. And we look at how that chakra affects your abundance. We clear it out so that there's room for you to bring in miracles. There's room for you to call in more abundance. So there's a lot more intricacy there. But I want to share, there's 4 different tips to how, or 4 different steps to how I personally do my vision boards. Now you might be like, you are a neurotic freak, like you are way too detail oriented. But I think that looking at all of this stuff will help you decide how do you want to make your vision boards, having all the information. And quite frankly, these are just better tips that you're going to find in most vision board videos because I used to watch all of them. I've been making vision boards since I was 12. So I'm 30 now. So I've been doing them for a long time and they get better and better each year. So the first thing that you really want to tune into is what is actually really important to me? So maybe write down the different domains of life, okay, health, wealth, relationships, friendships, family, partnerships, romantic partnerships, career, fun, travel, adventure, write down all of the domains of life. And I love scripting. I probably have a scripting workbook or another video. I'm going to be creating it soon. So I'll put it in the caption here so you can look at that if you want to learn more about scripting. But basically, write down that domain of life and then write down what you actually want in this area. So like I said, this is a lot more of a detailed process. You can easily just go get a magazine, cut crap out that you want and stick it on a poster and be like, here's my vision board. What I'm offering you is actually a very in-depth and detailed way what you put on the vision board when you do it from this process is going to manifest. The other way is just you're not even, it's haphazard. You're there's no intention behind it. You're just randomly doing stuff and putting it on a board, which I've done that too. And it can be fun, but I want you to actually be a powerful manifester. So try it this way and see what happens. Okay. So go through each domain of life, write down what you actually desire. Okay. And I want you to think about what is the actual feeling behind what you desire. So if you desire to lose 10 pounds, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? How do you want to feel? Manifesting is all about feeling. The feeling is actually what manifests. So what do you want to feel if you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to feel more confident? Do you want to feel stronger? Like you are, like that would actually maybe come from a desire to feel more safe. Like I don't feel safe. I want to feel strong so that I can protect myself. Or maybe you want to look better in a certain in your outfits. Well, why do you want to do that? The desire underneath that is actually maybe you want to feel more attractive, which means you probably want to feel more confident. So don't just look at the surface goal of I want to lose 10 pounds. What is underneath that? How do you want to feel? I want to feel sexy. Why do you want to feel sexy? Because you probably want to feel confident, or you want to feel more attractive, or more powerful, or you like really look at what is the root desire? What is that root feeling that you want to experience? Because that's going to actually tell you what you care about. You could feel confident and strong without losing 10 pounds. So then it's like, okay, well, the photos that I get from my vision board may not necessarily have to do with losing weight. Maybe it's more so about feeling confident. That's actually what my goal is. If I could feel anyways, we're going to get to that in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. So the second thing you want to tune into, and I talk about this in the book, like more in depth, is this an ego goal or is this a soul goal? And the way that I think about this is, am I going to care about this when I die? Like, no one when he dies is going to be like, she looked so good in those 00 jeans. She rocked that, like that dress. Nobody's going to say that stuff. What do you like want people to say at your funeral? I told you, this is a lot more in depth, like not so basic. So, what are you going to care about? Like when you die, like I'm not going to make fluffy ass goals that I don't care about. That's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. You want to get into the nitty gritty. What do you care about? You know, it's like you can't hold 10, if you're holding like 10 eggs, you're trying to juggle 10 eggs or 10 balls, you're going to drop some of them. So why don't you just put your energy and your focus on the things that you actually really care about? Or you can you can write down those 10 balls. Like these are the different things that I do care about, but these are the most important. And that's where the focus of your vision board might be. Because if you're putting all this energy in all these different areas, it's just going to be scattered and it's like nothing's really going to happen because you have 10% of your energy going to each of these places versus 80% of your energy going here, or 30, 30, 30, and 10, you know? So don't have any fluffy goals on there. That's a waste of your time. Don't like, just because, oh, I need another picture for this spot. Like, don't find another picture that embodies what your biggest goal. So the other thing that's so important, this is something that I do differently than I think most people who create vision boards. So marketing has told us that we want a lot of things that we actually don't care about. So that would be an ego goal. So for example, I mean, working out is the easiest one, or like losing weight or looking a certain way. Working out is important. It's important for us to be healthy and exercise and move our energy through our body. But most people are working out so they'll be skinny, or so that they'll look a certain way to other people, or so that they'll like for ego reasons, not for health, like truly health reasons. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are doing it for vanity. And it's okay if that's what motivates you, but we want to look at like, where is marketing contributing to what I think I want out of life? So a couple of examples of this, okay, I'll just use a personal example. For me, like I care about moving my body and feeling confident and strong and sexy and healthy. I don't care about like looking a certain way so that I'm acceptable to society. I generally don't care at all what I weigh. I don't care what size pants I'm in. I don't care about that stuff because it's marketing. It's totally a waste of time to put your energy towards. Like I said, when you die, you're not going to be like, I did so great in that marathon, or like maybe you would, I don't know. I wouldn't. Like, think about what you're going to care about when you die. So anyways, let me go back to marketing. We have been so conditioned by marketing that certain things are important to us that didn't matter 100 years ago. A couple of examples of this. So number one, do you think that breakfast is an important, this is just an example of how powerful marketing is. Do you think breakfast is an important meal? That was literally a marketing campaign done in the 70s. I think it was for Wheaties cereal. They did a whole marketing campaign saying breakfast is the meal of champions. That phrase still lives on today. Breakfast is no more important than any other meal. Like scientific studies have shown this. That all came from a marketing campaign because cereal sales were down. Some very smart marketer said, let's start to say that breakfast is the most important meal. And cereal would be the way to nourish yourself for breakfast. Like, highly questionable. Same with like the Got Milk campaigns. Now we know that milk is actually, first of all, very like, hopefully I'm not bursting your bubble here. Milk is like not something that humans should be drinking. It has so much fat in it. It's literally meant to grow baby cows to full grown cows. So many people have allergic reactions to milk. So many people's bodies, like if you're lactose intolerant or like can't handle milk. Milk, now we've seen that milk is actually very bad for our bodies in general. And if you're gonna have milk, you should have a nut milk, or you should have something different that's gonna be better for your body. How many millions of dollars went into, probably billions of dollars went into the Got Milk campaigns? Like my generation, so I'm 30, my parents, their generation was raised on those like Got Milk commercials. Actually, probably like when I was born was when it was at its height. In 1990 was when I was born. So think about the power of marketing and how it can literally change your thinking. The diet industry, do we even need to talk about it? The fact, like, do you think that calories matter? That's also from marketing. We've been taught that calories matter and that we should be counting our calories. That has nothing to do with anything in terms of losing weight. It's about the ingredients that you're eating. It's about, is your food real food? Are you eating a bunch of chemicals? Like, we've been so conditioned. My old career was in marketing. So I studied a lot of this stuff. And I also worked for a lot of big companies before I became a spiritual teacher and a life coach and an energy healer. And so I literally saw how a lot of these big companies use mind control, like, usually it's not from a negative intention, but that's the basis of what they're doing. Trying to get you to think something so that you buy something. There would literally not be a beauty industry if women didn't think that they needed makeup in order to be pretty. If we thought that we were just beautiful naturally, and we didn't need anything else, there would be no makeup industry for the most part, So it's thinking about like, how has marketing impacted what I value in my life? How has marketing impacted what I find important to me? To me, everything is about impact. Everything is about, what do I want to experience in my life? How do I want to feel in my life? Not like, how do I want others to perceive me? Or how do I want others to feel in my presence? But it's more so about impact and what am I leaving here? And what do I want to experience before I leave here? Not how do I want to look? How much money do I want to make? Now, these are all things that I did used to care about. But as I went further into my soul work, I started to see, I don't care about. So where this is coming from is a lot of people on so many people's vision boards. I'll see pictures of like a cute girl with perfect makeup. Her hair is just like great. And she's like running a marathon. The wind is blowing in her hair and she's like perfect. But usually what happens when you have pictures like that, the intention is like, I want to lose weight. So you see that picture and it actually perpetuates lack. It doesn't inspire you. This is why it's important to think about how you want to feel. It's not like, I want to feel strong. I want to feel in shape. I want to feel healthy, but also you have to look at what's underneath that. Why do you want to feel strong? Why do you want to feel healthy? That means that you don't feel that way now. How can you feel that way now and utilize the image as something to inspire you? So a lot of times what I was saying is like, I'll see pictures on people's vision boards of this like perfect person running in a marathon, or this person who's like 40 pounds less than someone. Like I used to do this. I would put pictures of a woman who was my height, but like 100 pounds and like, or like a lot thinner than me, like something that my body just like wasn't going to become that shape. I would look at it like, okay, that's the goal. That's what I need to look like. And it's just like, that's not good. Like that is straight up marketing. And that's really what I'm talking about. I was so conditioned that my body needs to, my bones need to reshape so that I can look this way. And then I will feel beautiful. Then I will feel healthy. Until I reach that, I'm not going to feel healthy. And for women, if you're watching this, which most of my audience is women, it's like, how many times have you looked at photos of yourself from, I don't know, when you're 18, 20, 25, and you're like, wow, I was so beautiful. I have so much ear ringing, which means there's a channeled message coming in. How many times have you looked at those photos and thought to yourself, like, I was so beautiful, but in that time of your life, you were like, I'm overweight. I need to lose weight. I don't look good enough. That's all of my photos from college, all of my photos from high school. And I like, thank God I shifted into this. So anyways, this isn't like a body image lecture, but that's something that I find so often showing up in your vision board. So, we kind of like jumped some of these steps. So what I just want to reiterate is like okay, well, let's go into the next step, and then it'll naturally reiterate a lot of what I just shared. So choosing your photos. Okay. Don't use magazines. Magazines are extraordinarily low vibration 99% of the time. And they're trying to get you to buy stuff. Magazines only survive from ads, and usually what they're suggesting, and it's like, you should use this mascara, you should use this. That's because that company paid them. Very rarely is it because like they actually like the product. So don't use magazines. Also, that's very limiting for what you desire. So here's what I do. Okay. So I order all of my pictures online. This allows you to get really specific, to create the imagery of exactly what you want. Not something generally like it, like something exactly what you want to create. This is exactly the energy, the essence of what I want to be attracting. So it's not necessarily that the photo is exactly what you want, but you want the photo to convey the energy that you want. You want the photo to convey the feeling that you want. Okay. So, there's like so many things I want to say here. So I have to make sure that okay. It has to be really specific, and it needs to inspire you. We already discussed that. So, you can find pictures online like that so much easier. So you can look on Google Images, duh. You can also look on Pinterest, duh. That's really easy. And then you can also save pictures to boards. But what I love to do is use Instagram. I'm on Instagram all the time. You can save pictures on Instagram to boards. So I have like 30 boards. There's like travel, like there's like travel to different types of locations. There's like pictures about photo shoots I want to do, or pictures of like friend goals, like things I want to do with my friends, like fun vacations I want to take with my friends, or fun experiences I want to have with them. There's pictures of like romantic stuff that I'd love to do with my partner. I have so many boards. So if you're following, you should be following a lot of people that inspire you, or art that inspires you, or travel locations, or animals that inspire you, or whatever it might be, whatever you're into, fashion. Create boards for all of those things. And as you find pictures, you can save them to those boards. Then when it comes time, you're like, okay, I want to make my next vision board. Just take a screenshot of the pictures that are in your board, like open each one up so it's nice and big. Take a screenshot. You can airdrop them to your computer from your phone if you have a Mac or an Apple product, or just email them to yourself, save them to your computer. You use that, order those photos. Now, when the photos come in, I always order 4x6. If you're using Instagram pictures, it's going to have like the caption and maybe a couple comments and the person's name. I just like straight cut that off. But if you crop it and then email it to yourself, it might, if you order 4x6, it's going to come out blurry. So you also kind of have to consider the size of the photos you're going to get so that they're actually like nice photos. So, okay, so that's what I do. And like, it needs to convey a certain energy. That is so important to me when I'm creating my vision boards. It needs to convey a certain energy, right? So, there's a couple other tips that I want to give you. It's like, I do so many things. I had to write some of them down because, you know, when you're just like not even aware of what you're doing because you've done it for so long, it's like so natural to you. So one really amazing tip, find people who look like you. So when I was writing my book, Ashley Graham, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She is a plus size supermodel. So she's tall. She has a similar body type to me. She has olive skin like me, and she has dark hair. Now she's written a couple of books. So I've had pictures of her on my vision board where she was holding her book up at Barnes and Noble, like at her, you know, book signings, at the press events. So I had pictures of that, and it's like, she looks like me. So subconsciously it helps you to get into the state of mind of like, this is me. This is already me. If you know anything about manifesting, if you don't, but if you know anything about manifesting, like when you can see something as the natural next step, that's when it's going to manifest the easiest. So if I'm like, manifesting a book tour is so far out, like, and I don't see myself and anyone doing that, it's going to be harder for me to get energetically behind it. So I had pictures of her. I actually really like her because she's created a big impact in the fashion industry. She's one of the most famous plus size models. She like has a normal body, but anyways, she has created deep change and a lot of impact in the body positivity movement. So I really like her for a lot of reasons. So I would have her on my vision boards, not just because she did the thing that I want, AKA the book, releasing a popular book, but also because I value her character. I value her integrity. I value what she brings to the world. Yeah. So what I would do is have some pictures of like things that you want. So there might be tangible things like you want this type of car, or you want a home that looks this way, or you want this type of dog, or you want a certain type of computer or laptop, like, you know, tangible things. It's like, this is the thing I want. This is the exact model. This is the specific thing. But I really like finding artwork that depicts the energy of what I want to be creating, but also like people. So for me, I'm very, very particular because how do I want to put this? I want to make sure that the people on my vision board are inspiring to me and that I respect them. So honestly, on my vision boards I've made in the past, like the past couple of years, it's only really been, the only people on it have been, other than like rando people on travel stuff, have been Beyonce and Ashley Graham, because there's not that many women in the industry that I really respect that much. It's not that I'm like, you suck, but like, they don't inspire me to the level that Beyonce or Ashley Graham does. So for example, I actually have this picture. Obviously, this is a printed out picture of Beyonce. Now I have this at my desk. Why do I have this picture? This reminds me of Hathor or Nefertiti, the Egyptian queen, but Hathor is the Egyptian goddess of civilization. She's a powerful goddess. So I have this photo here because this reminds me of Hathor. And when I'm looking at it, it evokes, I mean, look at this picture, it just evokes a certain energy. It's like feminine, but it's also powerful and masculine. So I have this by my desk because it creates an essence. When I look at it, it's like, okay, I'm powerful, I'm confident, I'm capable, I'm like beautiful. It evokes so many different feelings, right? So that's how you want these pictures to feel. And you want to tune in, is there any element of like lack coming from the picture? Like, I'm not this and I need to be that. No. That doesn't go on your vision board. The photo needs to inspire you. So when I look at this, it only inspires me. It's like Hathor is speaking to me. Or it conveys the energy. Why I value Beyonce so much is she has an incredibly hard work ethic. She's not in it for the fame. She's doing it because she feels that this is what she's here to do. She's using her God-given gifts. She has incredible work ethic. She's one of the best at what she does in her industry. She's created, she's just created she's very powerful, right? You're not going to like fuck with Beyonce. Like, so the whole point of what I'm sharing is find people, number one, who maybe look like you. That's going to really help you get behind energetically, like becoming something or starting to embody something more. So certain photos that I might have of Ashley Graham, for a long time, I was getting more comfortable with my body or getting more comfortable dressing more femininely, or maybe showing more and feeling confident doing that. So when I would look at certain images, it would be like, okay, she's inspiring me to embody more confidence in what I choose to wear, no matter what that is. She's inspiring me to embody my self-expression and what I wear and how I show up and how I hold myself. When I would have a photo of Beyonce, depending on what the photo might have been, it's like, okay, she's encouraging me to work my hardest. When I look at this, it shows me like, am I putting my all in this? Am I giving it my all? Am I really trying my hardest? So I'm not looking at it like, I'm never going to have her fame. Not that I care about fame, but like, I'm never going to have her success. I'm never going to have this. I don't even, that doesn't even, like, you need to make sure that that's not an underlying thing that you're trying to manifest from, because then you're only going to attract more of that. So long story short, you need to really look at what is the essence that this photo shows me. That's why I'm saying don't look at magazines, because magazines, there's probably like subliminal like coding on the pages that are like, you're not enough, you need to buy more. Like, so please don't use magazines. This is a much better way to specifically get to the exact thing that you're trying to manifest. So another really cool, just as this is a cool thing for you to do, on your computer every year when you're ordering these photos, save them all to a folder on your computer and label it by year. And then it's just like really fun to go back, like, okay, what was I manifesting in 2015? And it's like, oh, that's where I was. 2016, oh, because you'll probably like throw away your vision board, or you'll change it. I also have tips for that I'll share in a moment. So like, you might not remember what was on your vision board. So when I look back, I'm like, whoa, I've grown so much in 5 years, like the types of things that were on my vision board before. And I think that that's a cool practice too, that in 20 years, like imagine, it'll just be so cool. And then you can see all the things that you've manifested. So the other thing I just want to speak to real quick before we move on, when you're ordering your pictures, first of all, there's so many places you can order them. It'll be cheaper if you go to the store and pick it up versus shipping. For some reason, like shipping pictures is like $20. I'm like, come on. So you can go to Walgreens, CVS, Target, Shutterfly, even Canva, I think will order photos for you. So just be precise about the sizing of the picture, because you don't want to order a bunch and they come out blurry and weird. Then you're not going to put those up. The other thing that I would suggest is that you order. So if you go back to like when we were talking about the domains of life, what do you actually want? Order several pictures for each of the domains of life that you're going to be working with. Because sometimes when things are printed out, it doesn't have the same vibe, or it prints a little funky. So you want to have options. So order like, I always order like 5 or 6 for each of the vibes I'm trying to do. So then if I don't like one, I'm not like stuck with it, Okay. I think I covered everything for that. So next, when the pictures come in the mail or when you go pick them up. Now, this is also where I'm really extra, but I also have some really powerful tips for you in here that I really encourage you to try, because it's really fun. So the first thing that I do, that's the extra part, when the photos come, I organize them by category. So I look at all of them by category and I'm like, okay, these are all the money ones. These are all the friendship ones. These are all the romantic ones. These are all of the, like, what I want to be studying ones. These are all of the deities. These are all of the work goals. These are all of the health goals, whatever. And when you look at them by category, you'll be able to see which pictures you like the best, and you can eliminate ones that you don't like. Nothing goes on your vision board that doesn't inspire you like immensely. Your vision board doesn't need to be huge. You want it to be powerful, which means the images on it convey deep power. Now you can also have a vision board on your computer, on your phone. It doesn't need to be physical, but I think that physical is powerful, especially if you're like a very visual person like I am. So, yeah, make sure you love each photo and that you're inspired by them when they're printed out, because sometimes they will just have a little bit of a different quality when they're printed. Okay, now this is the fun part. So once you've chosen the photos you're going to be using, the ones you're not using, I would suggest put them in a Ziploc bag, and just keep them, because you might use them for something else. Also, let me just tell you this right now before I forget. So what I do with those extra pictures, I have a Ziploc that has like so many pictures in it. So what I'll do is kind of like the reject pictures. I'll have those in a special bag, and I actually will use them when I am manifesting. So this is another video, but I do a lot of like ceremonial practice, and maybe I'll use one of those. So one of the things that I do is I will get a jar. If I have a spaghetti sauce jar that I will reuse the jar, clean it out, obviously, and I will put herbs in it. I will put, when I'm working on an intention, I'll have a whole ceremony. Like if I'm working on a new course or something, I'll say like, okay, this is what I want the result to be from the course for myself, for the people joining the course. And I'll find herbs that go along with that intention. I'll put candles. I'll use candles and use the flame of like that sort of magic. And I'll use the photo in that. So I might put the photo actually in the jar. Those are called magic jars. But also just for a lot of different things, I also use, like there's so much more. I want to make this kind of more succinct, but I also will use envelopes, and I'll put some photos in there of like, this is what I want to manifest, and then I'll seal it for the year. I do that at New Year's a lot of times. So you could use like kind of those reject pictures for like those things that you're not looking at all the time, but the message is so conveyed. If you want to learn more about my New Year's practices, I have a New Year's ceremony on my website. So powerful. I use it every year. I've used it for 5 years. My ex-partner who I was with for a long time, literally when we broke up, he was like, can you like send me that New Year's ceremony? Because we used to always do it together. And he's like, I want to use that again. Like that tells me how good it is. So anyways, you can watch my content on YouTube or on my Instagram channel around that time of year, or just purchase that New Year's ceremony for some of those ideas. Because I've got a lot of good stuff there too. Anyway, so I get so excited about manifesting. Okay, so here's the really fun part. So once you've chosen your photos, flip the picture over, and I want you to write the date. Write the date that you're creating this new vision board, or the date that you received this photo. Then I want you to write, what does this picture mean to you? So like this picture could mean a million things to a million different people, right? To me, this is like sacred leadership. That's what this means. So when I look at it, I'm like, how can I embody a sacred leader with what I'm doing right now? How can I embody a sacred leader and how I'm showing up to this call I don't want to be on? How can I show up as a sacred leader in this training that I'm doing? How can I show up as a sacred leader in this coaching call? How can I show up as a sacred leader in this email I'm sending, or in doing my taxes, or whatever it might be, or in purchasing something? It reminds me of that. So what is this particular photo? What does it make you feel? What is the purpose of it being on your vision board? What is it that you actually want to manifest? So with the example I just gave, that's not really something I want to manifest. I can't tangibly say I'm a sacred leader at this point, right? I'm using that more as just everyday motivation. So in your photo, I don't have any like loose photos around here, but you might have a photo of someone that you think is so beautiful in a long gown. And you're like, I want to feel really elegant. I want to feel really like, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to feel really, I don't know. I want to feel really powerful. I want to feel really confident wearing something that I typically wouldn't wear. I want to feel really beautiful and elegant. So write on the back, whatever it is, how do you want to feel? Or I want to buy this car. or I want to own I want to get this type of dog that's 2 months old and I want to adopt it. What is the specific thing you're wanting to manifest? Or if it's a little bit more vague, like, how do you want to feel, which is actually going to be more powerful. So by doing this is the funnest part of the vision board. By you writing the date that you created this idea or that you ordered this picture or whatever, when that thing manifests, so you get the dog, take that picture off of your vision board. You already manifested it. You don't need it on your vision board anymore. Then write the date on the back that it happened. Then you have a special box called the magic box or your manifesting box. Put that picture of the dog or whatever it is that you manifested in the box. Then when you'll have a bunch of pictures in there, and you can go and look and see, like, interesting, this took 4 months to manifest. This took a week. This took 6 years. This took 10 days. And it will show you that everything that you desire always manifests. And you'll probably be able to see too, that it manifests in the perfect way, that it manifests in a way that you never could have imagined. And it will really enhance your faith. And it's just so fun to look at it. So I really, really, really recommend that you do that. Also use tape, because if you glue it, you're going to take all of that stuff off of the back. Use tape. Also, then it's easy to, like, switch pictures out. I have a habit of doing that. Like, I don't like this picture anymore. I'm going to take it off and swap it. I like this one better. I order a lot of these pictures. I have, like, an ongoing vision board folder on my computer because if you're someone who's, like, evolving a lot, you will just, like, doing it once a year isn't enough. Like, I do it like 4 times a year. I add new pictures or I bring new energy in. And this can also be done in different ways other than actually having a physical vision board. That's another conversation. So this is, like, one component of, like I was saying at the beginning of this, like, people say I'm really powerful at manifesting. It's because I use things as talismans. I use things as powerful objects that represent things to me. Nothing in my home has no meaning. Every single thing in my home has a purpose. Every single thing in my home has a purpose in order to make me feel a certain way, in order to bring out a certain energy in me, in order to inspire me. So I'm creating another video. Actually, I already have it, about creating an energy vortex in your home. And this is something you can get on my website. It'll be free. You just have to stick your email in there. But it's a really powerful video that will help you learn how you can use different objects as, like, talismans to create a lot of power. But also, like, it's literally to create an energy vortex out of your home. There are certain things that will bring more power to your space, that will clear energy in certain ways, that will bring forth certain energies. Your vision board, just like I was saying in the beginning of this, you can just, like, cut a bunch of random pictures from Us Weekly and stick them on a board. That is not the same energy as what I just talked about doing, right? There's so much more intention behind the way that I just taught it. So it's the same with the things in your house. So I have another video I would highly suggest. I'll put it in the link below here in the caption or whatever. Like, I highly suggest you go watch that, because if you like this process, I am this way in everything that I do. Like, people who have come to my retreats are like, oh my God, like, every single detail of everything is, like, planned out so beautifully. And it's like, yeah, because I actually really care about being a powerful, energetic conduit. And that's why I'm a great energy healer too. So the last thing I want to say about your vision board doesn't just need to be like you can use images of deities. You can use images, like I have actually behind me here. You can't really see it. This is my whole altar for my course Divinely Funded that I'm running right now. But you can see it, you might be able to see there's pictures just like this of deities back here, because right now there's not that many humans that, like, I don't want to say this in, like, a shady way, but it's like there's not that many humans who have the same expectation of integrity and excellence that I do, in a way that's not egotistical, in a way that's really about truly providing mission and impact to the world. And I am really not trying to say that from a space of, like, I'm so great. I'm saying that from a space of 99% of humanity is operating out of ego only and not truly operating from soul. So to me right now, most of my pictures are actually of deities, because that's the energy that inspires me most. So anyways, I would offer that to you. You can also use images from Oracle decks. There's an Oracle deck called the Divine Feminine Oracle. I use photos from that a lot. But ultimately, like if you work with specific deities, like this is Lakshmi, if you don't know, I have a million pictures of her around the house. I have altars to her everywhere because I work with her so closely. Like I have a big picture of her above my coffee pot. So when I make coffee or tea or cacao, I see that picture and I'm like, thank you, Lakshmi, for the blessing of this beverage, and it reminds me to tune into her energy. So, but also even in this, I can share something like there's a lot of pictures of Lakshmi that don't really inspire me. The art's kind of ugly or like the art doesn't speak to me. Like this one is like, when I look at this picture, I'm like, this is straight up wealth and abundance and prosperity. There's actually a lot of pictures of Lakshmi that don't convey that to me. So you have to me, it's all about the essence of the picture, the energy of the picture. Similar to my artwork back here, that has a whole energy to it. So, yeah, I think that I kind of shared everything I want to share here. So in closing, make your vision board really powerful. Allow this to be a powerful experience, not something that you just whip together in 10 minutes. If you want more help, like I said, my book is a very powerful tool to learn how to manifest more. Literally, I was just showing you Lakshmi. This is a image that was inspired by Lakshmi with the coins falling down and all of that stuff. Anyways, so you can get the book on Amazon. There's a link in the caption below. And also look for the link for the energy vortex video, because I'm going to offer that for free and I could definitely charge for it because it's gonna, like, when people come into my space, as you can probably guess from all the detail I've shared in this, people are like, I feel different in your space. Like there's like an energy shift here. And I'm like, yes, because everything is intentional. And I utilize the laws of energy because I'm obsessed with quantum physics and with just like energetic principle and tantric principle. Like I incorporate that into my home. So I'm going to be sharing a bunch of that stuff with you in that video. So I highly suggest you recommend that. And please just comment below if you enjoyed this. The more engagement you can give on this video, the more people can find it. I have a pretty small audience. I'm not like super well known yet. And I don't even care if I am. I just care about the people finding this who it will support. So please share it with your friends. If you think it will help them, please comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Not truly, I don't care about being seen by a million people. I actually don't even I don't like being the center of attention. However, I want my work to get out to a lot of people. I want my teachings to get out because I really believe that we can create a life that is just like ecstatic, that we are so joyful, that we are operating completely from our soul mission. And a lot of people don't have that belief. And I just want to share it because we could all be living in a very different way. So anyways, if you want to work with me in a closer element, go to alywilkins.com. I have group courses. I have one-on-one coaching and mentorship. And I also do Akashic record readings, which are like sort of my favorite. Now I like all of it. But the Akashic record readings are really powerful too. So you can find anything I'm up to there. If I'm hosting retreats or anything like that, you can find that on my website and on my Instagram page, ally.wilkins. And anyways, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully I'll see you soon or talk to you soon. Bye.